So, thank you for signing in to watch today's Q&A, guys. We have Team GB's Hamish Mcarthur, pro climber, and all around nice guy. So, give us a wave, Hamish. So we look there. There we go.
All right, everyone.
So, over the last few days, I've been putting a few posts on Instagram and other places, just asking really if there's any questions for yourself. And to be honest, got quite a lot of questions through. So I'll put them into like categories. So it's like not as many of you like, because a lot of them were pretty similar. So we'll start with the training questions, really. So I mean, with everything going on, Hamish, how's the training been going in lockdown? Are you coping all right?
Yeah, it's been going surprisingly well, honestly. I don't have the best training facilities, as with everyone. I'm in my little shed, made everything makeshift, like a pull-up bar out of an old squat rack and TRX with tape on so I can use it as rings. Everything's been kind of makeshift, but I've been really motivated.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been getting on with it, and just making the most of the bad situation, and I feel stronger than when we went into lockdown, actually. So
that's good then. Yeah.
you know,
Got some good DIY skills then, yeah. With
exactly. But now I'm a master with a screwdriver.
But no, I mean, what have you got at home? Have you got like home climbing wall? Is it hang boards? You said pull-up bar.
Yeah, I've got a board which is 8 foot by 8 foot. So it's not huge. I can touch every single hold from the floor. So I'm strong at like little moves and certain types of moves, but there's so much. Like recently, I've been going to GB training days. They've had a couple, so I'm on like proper climbing walls and overhangs and different like volumes and stuff, and I just feel so weird, like doing big moves and moving.
Big moves, yeah. On the plus side, I bet you can go to like sit starts and stuff like that.
Exactly.
You're like myself, you're pretty tall for a climber, isn't it? So we have that problem.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's been quite good for me to have such a small space as a bigger guy, just because it forces me to get better at those tiny holds and those tacky moves that otherwise I just try and avoid. So yeah, it's been good to get me to focus on my weaknesses and get creative.
Yeah. I know you mentioned that you've been going to the Team GB training camps. I saw a post on your Instagram the other day, followed by an interesting question as well, where you put, "Is this climbing, or would you consider this climbing?" It was like the parkour kind of. Is that like your preferred kind of climbing? Is it, or do you prefer the smaller, crimpy stuff?
It's a tricky question because that divided so many people. Like in response to that, I got like people saying like, no, of course that's not climbing. You never see that like at Malham, someone says, which is this famous line.
Yeah, I saw that.
You never see that at Malham. And that's what quite a lot of people's gut reaction is, that it's not climbing if you wouldn't see it on rock. But then I got another comment from Steve McClure, who a lot of people know is one of the like Britain's best climbers. He did the first 90 in Britain, he was saying he said climbing, and he put a definition of climbing, which was like getting from bottom to top, basically. He said, yeah, definitely climbing, but it's not rock climbing.
Like A to B, isn't it? Yeah. 100%.
I think I agree with that. Like I love it. Like that type of thing. It just allows you to be free and to move properly and like enjoy the movement side of climbing. But it's not rock climbing, and it's like I love pulling on little crimps, and I'm just so glad you don't have to choose. Like
exactly.
Perfect place where you can do both of them. And although a lot of people don't like one or don't like the other, like it doesn't matter because you get to do both of them in your life. So it's
exactly. And to be honest, from a spectator's point of view as well, I think it looks brilliant because I watch a lot of the World Cups and the competitions, and some of the moves just look absolutely insane. Like so, it's definitely good for bringing more people into the sport as well, I think.
Yeah, brings more people into the sport for sure, like spectators, and people just want to go and try it. Like that's
exactly.
Everyone's like, I wish I could do that, but if it's just someone pulling on tiny edges and like it's not.
And with the tiny edge, where you don't really get a perspective with, unless it does like a close up of how small the hold is. That could be anything, couldn't it? Really, but with the parkour stuff and the more gymnastic side of things, and it pushes you guys as well to do more, doesn't it? Like, I mean, it's a lot harder than you guys make it look, I must say.
Yeah, it is. And another thing, in competitions, it's really good because it splits people. That's why they do it in competitions. If it was just who could pull the hardest on tiny holds, everyone would do it either first go or not do it at all because everyone's super strong, But when it's so complex a movement, like the scale is so open, there's so much room for error. So it's perfect for setters to get split results in competitions. So it's not everyone just tying on the same score.
You just need some mad coordination skills, isn't it? That's what it is.
Well, that's all it is.
You look like you mastered, to be fair. I'll share the post that you put out on Instagram just for people to have a look at it, and I'm sure you'll get a few more answers to that question as well.
Yeah, I look forward to it.
But no, I mean, in terms of your training in lockdown, somebody did ask, do you do much cardio training as part of your routine, or you mainly just sort of power and strength based, would you say?
Yeah, well, I run 3 times a week.
Oh, really? Oh, nice.
It'd be surprising to quite a lot of people. Not long. I think I do like 7K. I do half an hour run in the mornings. So that's like strict cardio. It does loads of things for you. Like just getting up and getting outside is one benefit.
Yeah.
And another benefit obviously is all the cardio things, and then it just puts you in a good mind frame for the rest of the day. So as much as physical training, I think having the discipline of getting up when it's raining and going and running is
not
also
about 5-10K, yeah.
exactly like it. But yeah, I do quite a lot of cardio, and then in training is a lot of volume work. So climbing like circuits or loads and loads of blocks in a row or loads of pull-ups in a row. It's not all power because I do
cardio involved, isn't there? Yeah.
Lead climbing as well as bouldering. So
I was going to say, especially, are you more like lead climbing is your primary one, is it, and then like sort of boulder and speed secondary, or?
Yeah, it used to be, but now I think lead and boulder I'm pretty equal at.
Right, yeah.
I always believed that I was a lead climber because of how I'm built, because I'm so scrawny and like I don't have any like big biceps that I used to see people have. But then at the Youth World Championships in the last one, I came second in bouldering and fifth in lead, so I actually did better in bouldering. So
to be fair, I've seen you training. You're an absolute beast, to be fair. I don't know where you get the impression that you're scrawny from, let's be honest.
Well, I used to be. That's the thing. It changes, but you keep that in your head, don't you?
Sticks with you, yeah. Oh, well, let's have a look here. So, one question I did get as well was during the lockdown, obviously it's hard not to indulge with your diet. And do you have like a strict diet plan as well as your training plan, or?
Yeah, I don't actually.
Not really, no.
I eat health. Well, I try to eat healthily generally. I try to cover all the bases of nutrition, like a decent amount of protein, a decent amount of carbs, a decent amount of fats, etc. But you know, I still, if I want a biscuit, I'm gonna have a piece of cake. I'm a strong believer in the fact that if you're counting everything and you're measuring it out and you're being so strict on it, you're just not going to be in a good frame of mind. I think the mind and body are so linked in sport that if you're constantly worried about everything you're putting in, then it's just going to manifest itself, right? And you're going to climb all tense, and that's going to be part of your life. It's just worrying, is this good enough? Should I eat this? Should I not eat this? So I think you need some degree of freedom in it, just so you can relax and enjoy yourself and enjoy your life and enjoy climbing. And it's going to prolong your career, and you're going to, climb as you want to, which is free and relaxed. So yeah, I eat healthily, but I don't, limit myself. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, in a sport like climbing, I mean, weight is a big factor. Like some people do take it like really seriously, don't they? I mean, I've seen people take it to the extreme almost, if you like, where it's sort of worrying sometimes. But I mean, do you think that weight impacts performance? Would you say, or are you sort of...
I mean, obviously, if I was like, I don't know, 50 kilograms heavier, I'm going to be way. But as long as as I say, I'm running 3 times a week, and I've got a high metabolism. I'm never going to be, I'm never going to be a big guy.
Yeah.
No matter what, as long as I stick to a healthy lifestyle, I think you can have a healthy lifestyle and not go overboard. So I'm very cautious that is a thing in climbing, and a lot of people enter that without expecting it. Like it starts with, oh, I shouldn't eat this, and then 2 years down the line they're really struggling. So I really try and make sure I'm healthy and with what I eat, and I've got a good relationship with food.
Oh, that's good. I mean, it sounds like you're fit and healthy at the moment, then, based on what you've told me. I mean, with everything you're doing in lockdown at the moment, like you're training and everything going so well, and you're feeling stronger than ever. What goals have you got coming up next year or this year, or even once this lockdown is finished with? Have you got any goals to get outdoors or competition wise?
Yeah, well, at the moment, it's competitions on the horizon. Hopefully, we've
Mm.
got we've got plans to go to them. Like, who knows if it'll go ahead?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Everything is saying that this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, but you don't know. But otherwise, I'm planning to go to loads of World Cups for boulder and lead in senior
Oh,
events,
nice.
and then I really want to win Youth World Championships in boulder and lead. That's that's my goal because that's at the end of the season, so that's in like September time. So I want to
Oh,
do all the senior stuff at the start of the year and up to the end of the year, and then big goal would be to get 2 gold medals. So that's quite
it's
ambitious,
nice to
but
see. Yeah.
yeah, I don't feel
So
like
when I mean, with the lockdown, when is the competition season planning to kick off for yourselves? Is it going to be like around May, April time,
yeah,
or?
yeah, exactly May April time, and then
Yeah.
it's going to be spread out until probably late September time.
Hmm. And what do you, when the competition season does end, what do you do? Do you head outdoors then? Have you got any projects to tick outdoors?
That's the
Boulder
plan.
or lead?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much stuff I want to do abroad, but also over the last like New Year's time, I went to the lakes for a week with some friends, and I got really into climbing hard stuff outdoors. So there's this one boulder that's V16 at Coniston in the lakes that I've had 2 sessions on, and I've done it in 2 parts. So first session did all the moves, second session did it in 2 links. So I really want to go and
Oh,
finish that.
D16, that's hard to comprehend, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's just steep and tiny holds and
So it is. No, there's
but
some brutal climbing in the lakes, to be fair, isn't there? So
yeah,
a
exactly.
good range.
Yeah.
Um, but do you prefer sort of when you go outdoors, are you sort of more on the steep climb, or do you prefer slabby stuff? What are your
I'm a fan of a steep climb.
you
I
like
li-
steep
I
overhangs?
like I
Yeah.
like physical stuff. Yeah, I like something that you can like really try on. I'm quite good at giving 100% effort. So I find it hard on slabby stuff to just chill out and not pull everything off the.
Constantly on edge, isn't it? Terrifying. I hate the slab.
Yeah,
Feel like your foot could just slip any moment.
yeah. I've learned to love them a bit, but I'm still the hardest thing's always going to be overhanging as well. And I do like trying hard stuff. Like I won't lie. A lot of people say it doesn't matter about the grade. I'm just here to do the cool lines. But I like doing hard climbs.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I like sort of taking the grid. I know they say grids, what is it like? Not debatable, but
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's kind of
like
subjective.
something like a grid for something like a reachy climb will be easier for the likes of me and you than to somebody short who has to like go for everything dynamically, I suppose. But then it's the same in reverse when it's like
Exactly. Grades aren't perfect, but if something's hard, it's hard for everyone.
that's true. It's either hard or it isn't it? That's
Yeah,
the best way to look at it.
I love just pushing myself and getting on something that's at my limit. That's like the dream day for me is going and trying something that's like right at my limit.
Yeah, no. I mean, you mentioned there you're looking to go abroad. Have you got anywhere in mind? Anywhere you'd like to go? Or
Oh, so many. I don't know where to start. Like in Spain for sport climbing, obviously,
mm,
there's like first round, first minute is a route that I really want to get on. Some like really steep, quite short, powerful, hard route. There's so many like places I haven't been because I've only been abroad climbing once
oh, really?
in
All
my
right.
life, and that
Yeah.
was again 2019, end of 2019, and that's the only time that I've ever climbed outdoors abroad. So there's
Quite an
just
experience.
there's just so much that I want to do. I've never been to Font, I've never been to Magic Word, never been to Flatanger. There's too much really. I would take absolutely anything. If someone
Yeah.
said, "You want to go here?" I'd be like, "Yeah, of course."
I know. It makes you want to like go even more, doesn't it, with this lockdown? It's,
Yeah, exactly.
but I did get a question too as well. I think it might be a relation from yourself, but someone was asking when you're going to go like ice water swimming or cold water swimming. It's,
Yeah, from Gilly. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
guessing.
that's the one.
Yeah, that's my dad's cousin. Yeah, she's a really good climber as well. It's weird because her and her husband are both climbers, but I got into climbing completely independently of them. But that's their whole life, or it used to be. But now Gilly is just a ice swimmer. It seems all she does is just post pictures of her submerged in water. That's like it's a like path of ice carved out of it. It's insane, and she's always trying to get me to go, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. Like, trust me. Next time I'm in the lakes, I'll come with you. Then something comes up, and I just feel so guilty about it. So
But then so relieved that you don't have to do it at the same time.
yeah,
Yeah, I definitely
yeah,
wouldn't fancy it.
I will. At some point, you'll see a picture of me freezing in some lake.
Oh no, good man. Well, let's have a look. So, what else have we got on here? Oh, this was an interesting one. So, in terms of obviously training a lot at home, have you had to look into sort of slowing down a bit to avoid overtraining for injury? I know a lot of hangboard and home board training must be harsh on the fingers. How are you
Yeah,
finding that?
yeah. It's been a constant battle throughout this because my board is not that overhanging, so
Mhm.
I just have to have tiny holds, which just forces you to crimp so hard. So I've had some little shoulder tweaks throughout, which manifest in fingers, but not as I've just been so careful. When I notice something happening, I stop. And like, if you're gonna train hard, it's unavoidable. Anyone who is training as hard as me on that board is gonna have some slight injury come up. So I've just been, doing all the rehab work I can and dealing with the problem as it arises instead of ignoring it and letting it spiral out of control. So
Yeah.
I would recommend people are very cautious if they have a board and don't just, go at it and think, oh my God, this is great. I can climb every day at home because you can, but it's not the same as just
It's not
climbing.
good, no.
No,
Hmm.
because you don't go through the full range of motion in your joints. So you're constantly like I'm constantly like this on my board, like in tiny holes, and like you're never pushing or like palming on stuff, or I'm not dynoing. My shoulders aren't getting that movement, so they're all just getting tight in like really specific places.
Yeah, so you're constantly working like the same muscle groups, aren't you? So yeah.
Yeah,
No, I like what you said there, like sort of important of listening to your body when it does start to ache. It's important to stop, isn't it? Rather than
yeah,
just sort of try and power through it and think you're
yeah.
doing the right thing. So
That's all that's got me through it is just listening and stopping when I need to.
oh, good. I know you mentioned you've been busy at the moment with everything obviously you've got going on. What's happening? I heard you got some new sponsors and things.
Yeah, yeah. I've got quite a lot's going on. First big thing is I'm looking to move to Leeds with Max Mill, Max the Future.
Oh yes, shout
Yeah,
out to Max. Yeah.
Max. Yeah, I'm moving to Leeds with him on the 15th of March. So I've been a lot of looking at houses and that sort of.
Ah, nice.
So yeah, that's just going to be so good for training because obviously I'll be with someone else and I'll be able to train and
Pushing each other. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Then yeah, I've got new sponsor. They've got this new sponsor called. Well, it's not really a sponsor. It's kind of a partnership with this company called Exordi, which is an app focused on talent in sport, specifically climbing at the moment. So that's been really good. I've been working with them a lot, to try and get stuff sorted. But yeah, I'd recommend people check them out. They got loads of articles as well on really interesting things. They did an interview with me, and they did an interview recently with Joni on eating disorders in climbing, which
All
was
right.
spoken about before. So that's got loads of views. Everyone's been sharing that about, and I'd recommend if you haven't seen it already to go and read that over my article, which which isn't as important a topic as that. But if you've got time, you can read them both.
Well, I will definitely link them down below there. So it's interesting you said you're moving to Leeds because I know you're based in York at the moment. Is it
Yeah,
I don't know if Red Goat being your main wall at the minute for
yeah.
training. So what, you'll be moving to Leeds and it'll be like is it the depot in Leeds or
There's,
the lab?
there's a depot in the lab, and there's also City Block, um, which is 3 minutes away or 3 minutes cycle from our house that we're getting.
Oh, never. Oh, so have you picked your house out and everything ready to go now? Yeah.
Yeah. It's all pretty much sorted. Yeah. And then there's Last Sundance, which is a wall that's opened pretty recently, like last year. So they obviously haven't been open loads because of lockdown, but they have like a new wall, everything brand new. Like it's
Yeah.
the wall is it's like all the like newest holds, and it's a cool wall. I'd recommend people check them out as well on Instagram and go down when it's open. But yeah, it's Leeds at the moment seems to be the next Sheffield. It's just got so many good climbers and like a really good community of walls and people train hard.
So, yeah, the site will definitely be high in Leeds and won't it? Especially you and Max there.
Yeah, we're leading the charge. Yeah,
No, I've climbed the Leeds a few times. To be fair, it's probably I think it was the lab I went to, and it was pretty good compared to. I mean, we do have a few walls down here to be fair, but they seem to be popping up all over the place now, don't they? With the sport getting more popular and hopefully featuring in the Olympics this year. Fingers crossed if it goes ahead.
Yeah.
Any Olympic aspirations for yourself? The next one coming up, or
definitely for 2024 and 2028. Like I'm on the right path at the moment to go to those. So I just need to keep doing what I'm doing. But I'm definitely like super psyched for that. As much as I want to do stuff outdoors, like the Olympics is the Olympics, isn't it? You can't really not want to go. So
that's very true.
That's like
and I think you mentioned before they were splitting the events for the next Olympics, wasn't it? So speed will be its own sort of individual medal, if you like, rather than
exactly, yeah,
a combined one.
Yeah, so boulder and lead combined, which is perfect for me because I hate speed, but I love boulder and lead, so that's ideal.
Have you put much time in on the speed wall or not at all?
Absolutely not. You should see me. I'm not the most graceful speed climber. It's not my forte. I think I could get better, obviously, if I train, as with everything, but I'm so glad that it's not part of the combined format for 2024.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it's definitely a lot harder than they make it look on the World Cups, man. I think when they go up, it's about 5 or 6 seconds. I tried it myself. It took me about 60 seconds, so I got a bit of a shock. It was a bit of an eye opener, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it's impressive, but not for me.
Oh well, I mean, I'm sure I'll be heading to Leeds, and we'll obviously do a few more collaborations going forward. Anyways, I know you mentioned you'd be interested in getting some filming done. But even you and Max as well. Get Max in on the action.
Definitely, yeah.
So yeah, that'll be everything today for you, Hamish. Thank you for joining us on the Q&A. It's been interesting talking to you and catching up as well.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add? Anything you want to put out there?
Not particularly. That's everything. But yeah, it's been really nice to speak to you. Been a while. Obviously things have changed for me and for you, I'm sure, but it's nice to catch up.
A lot going on, I have definitely.
Yeah.
Oh well, we'll end it there. I'll say anyone who obviously would like to follow him. He's a great guy, posts some interesting climbs as well. Do join him on his Instagram. I'll link his details down below for those watching. And yeah, I'll catch up with you soon, hopefully, Hamish.
Brilliant. Sweet. Thanks for that.